Top of the morning, Bay, with Good Morning Bay.
Get to know about the traffic on your way and what's news around the world today.
Some wisdom skills along the way.
Oh, and a song to hum along with and sway.
Get your perfect entertaining start to the day.
At 9 a.m. every weekday morning with
Mahima's Good Morning
Bay.
Suprabhatam Bay Area.
Namaskaram Beria.
Good morning, Bay Area.
And Namaskar Beria.
And Namaskara, Vanakkam, Khushamadid, Assalamu alaikum, Sat Sri Akal, all that plus Yali Madad and Malali Madad to Bandus.
And me Kandariki Vandanamu, Jai Swaminarayan, Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Jinendra, Jai Ram Jigi Beria.
And Nisam Bula Bay Area. हम आ गए हैं आपके प्यारे महिमा के द्वारा मैं सब फालतू बाबा एंड ऑफ कोर्स साथ में हमारे शामिल हो गए फालतू रानी यस पंडितजन एंड दिस इज गुड मॉर्निंग बे इफ यू wondering what happens at good morning पंडितजन what we do at good morning base is bring you some quick news which you can actually keep in mind for the entire day. We don't disturb you with a lot of stuff, we don't bombard you with stuff, we actually give you some stuff which you can keep in mind as to what's happening with the world. It's important to know because right now vaccines are in the process, people are getting the vaccines, but again they're also scared of the fact there might be another peak coming up pretty soon. But again, don't worry about it. There have been some very encouraging words given by the CDC and also by President Biden about the fact that we just have to just hang in there for some time. उसके सबके बारे में जानकारी मिलेगा आपको for sure. लेकिन उससे पहले what's going to happen is we're going to give you an update on what's happening with the रास्ता बंजान which रास्ते का हाल total सस्ते में.
It's time for the Bandu Traffic Update. Call us from wherever you are at 408-912-2479.
Yeah, Banjan. 408-912-2479. Wherever it's congested and you're actually stuck in traffic, give us a call here because मेरे screen पे तो Banjan, I don't see any kind of a congestion anywhere. Well, congestion but हाँ थोड़ा बहुत stopping or traffic, but no incidents to report for you guys. Except for San Jose, is actually a hazard on reported hazard. It's actually probably an accident में से कोई debris अभी वहाँ पर रहेगा. On 280 southbound in the McLaughlin Avenue in San Jose, the right lane seems to be affected, but not a huge thing. But just drive carefully there. Just watch out for stop traffic there, stop and go traffic in the region. Apart from that, the whole of entire Bay Area, I think it's just the volume of traffic is still not at the level where it was pre-COVID. That's a good news for you guys there. And one more good news I'll tell you, Banjan. Forget about all the bad news coming. Probably the news might be something disturbing and everything, but I'll tell you what. It's going to be sunny today. It's going to be sunny tomorrow. It's going to be beautiful weather actually, Banjan. And over the weekend, we're going to have a little bit of clouds, but still okay. It's not going to be like rain. Also, we require the rain, and do not fall prey to these social media memes circulating about many things, Banjan. I would say do some proper vetting. It's very important because don't just blindly forward. I know, yes, good to have a forward mentality, but not in forwarding whatever comes your way.
Forward thinking mentality, mentality.
Yeah, but the forward thinking mentality is what they require, but not forward mentality.
Right.
Forward mentality is whatever comes your way, you go, nice, share. But good thing, what Faltani, there is something called as limit setup in WhatsApp. Did you know about this?
What?
Suppose a particular video has been forwarded multiple times. They don't allow you to forward it again.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh, it's a very, very interesting feature, and I would say people, who actually are forward mentality people are having this issue because when they hit something forward, right, it stops them. It says already been forward multiple times.
Oh, really?
But the sad part is there's a workaround to it also.
That is how you just have to change one word in the thing.
No, you download it and just send it.
Kya?
Yeah, the sad part. They're not able to fix that portion of it. Like suppose my video, there was a time when I used to get tons of forwards. Remember?
Oh God!
And
what time? Even now it's there, Alto Baba.
No, it's not there. I don't know about you, but at least my thing, right? I don't see those forwards coming right now.
Right.
Because I realized later I was like, wonder how come all these groups are part of not many forwards are coming up. I saw.
Right.
And then somebody like ranting in the groups.
Huh.
Oh my God, this is like not fair. They're actually blocking us from actually sharing these things. And suddenly some of the group says, you can do this, you can download the video and send it again to everybody else all over again. It's a new share, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, but we always find a way to actually annoy people. That's what our humanity is all about, I suppose. Sometimes I feel like, Faltani, human beings, we are the virus out here.
We are the virus, Banjan. For those of you who don't know, if we are not janleva, we are kanleva. We take away.
Not we
I'll
as
do
a
it
you and
myself.
me.
I can't live a
Father, not you and me as a person. No, I'm talking about in general humanity itself, right? Seems to be a virus for the whole nature, actually. You know how much impact we've had on nature? My goodness, Balujan, the kind of trash we accumulate also is like crazy. I was preview to I actually saw one of the videos where I talk about how much of trash we generate. It's crazy. It's really crazy. It's like, the landfills are happening. But again, that's fine. Today is not a show about that. Today's show about actually Good Morning. We were talking about news and everything. Well, before we go to our Gania Kita, I have to request Faltwani to go and check out what's happening in the headlines. Faltwani, are you going to share the headlines or the news directly with us? What are you going to do?
Well, I could give you the headlines, Altibaba.
All right, Balujan. So here you go. This is the headlines from what's happening in the US and local news, Balujan. This is what is coming up right now. If you want to catch up in detail about what we share with you guys, you can go check it out on the news blog MediaMahima.com. Once again, that's MediaMahima.com. And आज Tuesday है March 30th. That's 376th day of our sheltering in place. Though it's eased up a little bit, but we still sheltered in Madujan. So, what's news, Faltwani?
Georgia sued for the third time over voting restrictions as Delta Coke face boycott calls. U.S. Supreme Court takes up a bid to revive defense of the Kentucky abortion law. Lisa Murkowski faces new Republican challenger after drawing Trump's ire. Biden releases his first slate of diverse judicial nominees, according to a statement from the White House. And Donald Trump must face his apprentice contestants' defamation lawsuit, according to a New York court filing.
Interesting.
And also in local Bay Area news, an East Bay company is creating a booster shot to protect residents from COVID-19 variants.
Whoa, are they allowed to do it?
Yeah, that's what they're doing.
Was it true? I heard that AstraZeneca has been stopped.
No, it's not. No, has it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
People below 50 have been stopped giving the AstraZeneca.
AstraZeneca, did it receive approval? I doubt if it received approval.
Yeah, they stopped it, I believe. I don't know whether it's approved or not, but anyways. That's what I read. I don't know. Faltwani is the person who assimilates the news for you guys. So.
Anyway, the other headlines locally, Alameda and Napa counties are expected to move into orange tier for a reopening. Amazon settles claims of false advertising and unfair competition with residents of several counties locally here in the Bay Area. As I mentioned, Bandhujan, the East Bay company will bring you more details about that, who are creating the booster shot to protect us against COVID-19 variants. Those were the headlines from the US and the Bay Area.
That's right, Bajan. Right now, let's go take a look at what's happening with our, Ganing Akira for you guys. They lined up for you guys a beautiful song for the movie called Chak De India. The movie where Shah Rukh Khan plays the role of a coach. Yeah, a charismatic coach, the Indian female hockey team, Bajan. Supposedly they're very good. I don't know how you already know about it. Do you follow the hockey team? Well, this particular song is a beautiful song encouraging people to understand that Badal of the power and expecting people to go and achieve whatever they got to achieve, right? Here you go. Enjoy the song. We'll be back right after this. And if you're wondering who's singing Bajan, totally different voice, right? Hema Sardesai ka आवाज है Bajan. Yeah, this is actually a beautiful song from the movie Chak De India. If you didn't know about this particular movie, Bajan, it's a movie. Actually, it's based on true story, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It was
Supposed
based
to be
on-
inspired by a true story.
Yeah, supposed to be inspired by true stories. And इसके बारे में और जाके देंगे आपको वजह थोड़ी देर में, लेकिन I told you right, गाने की कीड़ा come back. We'll come back with the गाने की कीड़ा. No worry about that, Banjan. लेकिन अभी के लिए we got to go check out the news in detail. So Faltwani is ready with the news for you guys, Banjan. So let's go, Faltwani. What's the news? In detail, please.
All right, Georgia, the state of Georgia is being sued again. Civil rights groups intensified their legal fight against Georgia's new voting restrictions with a third federal lawsuit, while Atlanta-based corporations Delta Airlines and Coca-Cola continue to face boycott calls from activists who say they need to do more to oppose the law. The Republican-backed law that Governor Brian Kemp signed last week strengthened identification requirements for absentee ballots, gave lawmakers the power to take over local elections, sharply limited the use of ballot drop boxes, shortened early voting periods for runoffs, and made it a misdemeanor for members of the public to offer food and water to voters waiting in line. The lawsuit filed in the U.S. District Court in Atlanta late on Monday said that the law was an attack on democracy itself and argued that the cumulative effect of many of the provisions would force more residents to vote in person on election day. For some Georgians, this inconvenience may be manageable, the lawsuit reads, but for voters of color and other historically disenfranchised communities who already suffered through disproportionately longer lines than white voters, it could be dramatic. So more on this you could find out on MediaMahima.com. This complaint was brought on by the Southern Poverty Law Center, the American Civil Liberties Union, ACLU, the NAACP Legal Defense and Educational Fund on behalf of several grassroots groups, including the 6th District of African Methodist Episcopal Church, which includes more than 500 churches in Georgia, and the historically black sorority Delta Sigma Theta. You could get more information, as I mentioned, on MediaMahima.com. The U.S. Supreme Court on Monday agreed to hear a bid by Kentucky's Republican Attorney General to defend a restrictive state law struck down by lower courts that abortion rights advocates have said would effectively ban the procedure after 15 weeks of pregnancy. Attorney General Daniel Cameron has asked the justices to let him intervene in defense of the Republican-backed law after Democratic Governor Andy Beshear's administration dropped the case. The Supreme Court is being asked to decide only that narrow issue and not whether the law violates Supreme Court precedents holding that women have a right to obtain an abortion. Abortion opponents are hopeful that the Supreme Court, which has a 6-3 conservative majority, will curb all abortion rights. Lisa Murkowski, Republican Senator Lisa Murkowski of Alaska, who drew ire from former President Donald Trump after backing his impeachment last month in the U.S. Senate, picked up a new Republican challenge for the 2022 election on Monday from a senior state official. Alaska Administration Commissioner Kelly Shibaka announced her Senate campaign with a vow to defeat Murkowski, who has been in the Senate since 2002 but has not yet announced formal plans to seek re-election next year.
So is he Republican?
She.
He.
Who?
He, the guy.
Who's he?
Oh, she's a Republican. She's
Kelly Shibaka.
not, she's a new incumbent, right?
Yeah.
I'm talking about the other person she's trying to replace.
Yes, she is Republican, obviously.
Oh, yeah, she's Republican, so he's been a Republican again.
It's a primary. So Trump said, right, he vowed to get rid of all the people who voted against him.
Oh,
So
no.
this Shibaka wrote on Twitter, I'm in. I'm running for the Senate to represent our conservative Alaskan values. We are going to defeat Lisa Murkowski and show the DC insiders what happens when Alaska has a strong conservative leadership.
All right, backed by America, Trump dollars, huh?
Yeah, I think so. No, it's our dollars. It's our hard-earned dollars. Because people will pay to fund that campaign.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about what else we have funded, Bandhujan. We funded, of course, our very own Donald Trump's retirement, right? And we made sure that he's not impeached, right?
Correct, yeah.
Well, the good news or the bad news, whatever it is that he's having to now face a whole bunch of lawsuits. New York State's highest court on Tuesday cleared the way for a former contestant on The Apprentice to sue Donald Trump for defamation after he called her a liar for accusing him of sexual assault. Trump had argued before leaving the White House on Jan 20th that Summer Zervos could not pursue her case because a sitting president could not be sued. But the State Court of Appeal said in a brief order that the issues presented have become moot. Zervos' case will now return to a Manhattan trial court where her lawyers may have an opportunity to question Trump under oath. The case had been on hold during Trump's appeal. So now, since he's a private citizen, the defendant has no further excuse to delay justice for Miss Zervos, and we are eager to get back to the trial to prove her claims, Beth Wilkinson, lawyer for Zervos, said in an email. Alameda County, Napa County, is going to be moving into the orange tier. COVID-19 restrictions are expected to loosen up there, with those counties, moving into the orange tier in the latest state's reopening guidance. Among the biggest changes in the orange tier are indoor dining reopening at about 50% capacity. Bars can reopen outdoors only. Gyms and fitness centers can reopen at 25% capacity, and some offices can reopen with modifications. The move would bring to 6 the number of Bay Area counties in the orange tier after Marin, San Francisco, San Mateo, and Santa Clara counties also landed in the orange tier earlier this month. Amazon has had been facing some kind of lawsuits in Alameda, Santa Clara, and Santa Cruz counties because prosecutors from these counties were part of a 6-county alliance of prosecutors who worked together to wrest a $2 million settlement from Amazon.com Inc. over alleged false advertising. The dispute concerned Amazon's use since at least 2014 of so-called reference pricing on its website, where the current price is shown together with a generally higher price described as a was price or a list price. The complaint alleged that in some cases where the was price was used, there were not a sufficient number of prior sales to properly establish the stated former price, and the methodology of determining the was price was not adequately disclosed to the consumer. So this is something that they have won. They're calling it a victory at this particular point in time. If you are somebody who is affected by it, you might want to contact your local county prosecutors. East Bay Company is developing, as I mentioned, the name of the company is Gritstone Oncology Inc. And they are an Emeryville company that's creating a second-generation COVID vaccine. CEO Dr. Andrew Allen says the goal is to create a booster shot that protects people from evolving coronavirus variants. Everyone has heard about the UK variant, the South Africa variant. We want to generate immunity that is effective across all these variants so that we stop having to worry about it quite as much as we do now. Testing is underway. About a group of 100 people have received the booster shot as part of a phase 1 trial. And it's a wide range of folks, says Dr. Allen. The National Institute of Health is running the study. So this is Dr. Fauci's team at NIAID. So you can get more information again on MediaMahima.com.
That's right, but then of course all the information for you guys available on the website MediaMahima.com. And if at all you missed anything, well, actually here's what you can do. If you don't have time to actually go read the website, it's fine. Go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/Radio D Hotties. We have a video which is there for you guys to go listen and watch online. Yeah, podcast क्यों करना यार, video तो चल रहा है हमारा, तो निकल जाके सुन लो. It's on facebook.com/Radio D Hotties. But remember to subscribe first, so at least we can intimate you when you next time can go online or live again. We also have an app which you can download for free. Yes, you heard the operative word, free. Free, free. Touchly is free as in download. Abhi tak to free hai because all this home production well, of course, means not many bells and whistles. It's not going to be intrusive. It's not going to capture data from you. It's not going to all. It's just going to provide you information and entertainment. That's what it's going to do. Yeah, it's the EI, not the AI. Entertainment, information. EI. Yes, Baljan, see, sometimes I come with some very clever stuff to be sharing with you guys.
Oh my God.
What?
Yeah, okay, fine, Altibaba.
Why? My God, what's wrong with that if I say it? Well, Father, let's go back and listen to a little bit of a Ganya Kira for you guys, Baljan. It's actually a played for you guys. Now, this particular song from the movie Chak De India, Baljan.
कुछ कर देंगे हम मगर ख्वाब में जो दिखा पर था छिपा बस जाएगा वो नजर बादल पे पाँव है
And Badal Pe Paao is a beautiful song. Music by Salim Suleiman, the brother duo, and also the lyrics is by sung by Hema Sardesai, and lyrics by Jaideep Sahani Bhattajan. This is a beautiful song. If you've not seen the movie, you're not alone. Neither have I seen it. I just realized, Father, there are many movies I haven't seen actually. And
I've
comment
seen this
about
movie. I
you-
think I've seen this movie.
You probably would have. I have not.
Yeah.
And of course, Banjan, if you actually want to listen to the song more, don't worry. I'll play the whole song for you guys towards the end of the show for sure, Banjan. Lekin, abhi ke liye a quick look at what's happening with the news around the world. Fatwani, how about that?
Absolutely, Alto Baba.
Let's go, Banjan. This is the news for you guys around the world. Like how I told you before, if at all you miss any of this, do not worry about it. It's fine. We'll make sure we can give you all these things on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Radio D Hotties. But this is the news from the world.
One of Myanmar's main ethnic minority rebel groups warned of a growing threat of major conflict on Tuesday and called for international intervention against a military crackdown on opponents of last month's coup. Myanmar has been in turmoil since the army ousted an elected government led by Nobel laureate Aung San Suu Kyi on February 1st, detaining her and reimposing military rule after a decade of tentative steps towards democracy. While cities and towns across the country have been consumed by protests against the military, fighting has also flared between the army and the insurgents in frontier regions, and refugees are spilling over the borders. The Karen National Union rebel group, which operates in the east along the border with Thailand, said it was bracing for a major government offensive. China, on the other hand, is finalizing a sweeping overhaul of Hong Kong's electoral system on Tuesday, drastically curbing democratic representation in the city as authorities seek to ensure patriots rule the global financial hub. The measures are part of Beijing's efforts to consolidate its increasingly authoritarian grip over its freest city following the imposition of a national security law in June, which critics see as a tool to crush dissent. The changes would see the number of directly elected representatives fall and the number of Beijing-approved officials rise in an expanded legislature, Xinhua News Agency reported. A prison holding Kremlin critic Alexei Navalny boosts surveillance. The Russian prison camp holding Kremlin critic Alexei Navalny has placed an order for 32 new CCTV cameras and other surveillance equipment, a state procurement website showed on Tuesday. Navalny, one of President Vladimir Putin's most prominent critics, is serving a 2.5-year sentence at the IK2 Corrective Penal Colony 100 kilometers east of Moscow after he was jailed for parole violations that he trumped up.
Wow.
That's all you have to say?
I'm saving it for
Why
my
are
ABC.
why are they boosting up secure surveillance if he's not alive?
No. The question is who is boosting surveillance?
The prison facility
Prison facility run by
run by Putin.
Putin. Yes.
Yeah.
Now they won't allow you inside, but they will show you stuff they can doctor and send it across.
Like that.
Yeah, I'm into video editing, by the way. I know how much we can edit stuff.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and when you can actually play around with the wonderful filmmakers in Russia, by the way, they can always play around with all these, the chiaroscuro, the shadows, and shave off the person's head so they will not understand who it is, right? And finally, you never know, they might also be having some kind of a plastic surgeon work on a new person.
Okay.
Navalny will come out as a new person.
Well, Navalny said that there were video cameras in a blog post
Allegedly.
everywhere, and that IK2 looked as though it had been inspired by George Orwell's dystopian 1984 novel.
See, did I tell you? Didn't I tell you?
What his lawyers who visit him daily to check on his well-being have been helping him publish messages from jail, apparently.
Oh, the lawyers are slipping him the phone. Hey, here you go, post something. Impossible. The lawyers also into it.
Well, okay, let's move on to India and let's bring you some update from there. Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan on Tuesday responded to his Indian counterpart Narendra Modi's Pakistan Day message, saying that people of the country also desire Peace, yes, and cooperative ties, reported Dawn website. PM Narendra Modi had written to Khan on March 23rd, extended greetings to the neighboring country on the occasion of Pakistan National Day. In his letter, Modi said India desires cordial relations with Pakistan and underlined that an environment free of terror was imperative for improvement in ties. Thanking Prime Minister Narendra Modi for his message, Khan wrote back, the people of Pakistan also desire peaceful cooperative relations with all our neighbors, including India.
You know what's unclear to me sometimes? You know, we have so many bandhus who are from Pakistan.
Yeah.
It's so nice. Our cultures are so similar.
Right.
But it's the politics which actually is creating all the ruckus there.
Yeah.
I think the people down the ground definitely want to have peace. They just want to live.
Yeah.
And I don't know where the particular political push is coming for them to have...
Power grabbing, ultimate power grabbing.
Where? What is the power they're going to... Okay, no, probably, yes, you're right. Could be something land grabbing, power grabbing, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Our politics of just trying to stay in power like how Trump did over here.
Right.
Like rally just few people to divide them and rule them, you know, that kind of
I
stuff.
think that's what they're trying to do.
Yeah, I hope it does settle down and, you know, we actually go back to a cordial way of living. You know, actually, Faltran, you know one thing? We actually, during the BJP, I'm not trying to be a bhakt or whatever it is, please, I'm not. The relationship between Pakistan and India was really cordial only the time when BJP was in power.
Huh?
Yes, Vajpayee was the person who started the bus.
Altu Baba. Now it's at an all-time big impasse between Pakistan
Yeah,
and India.
so?
And it was the Kargil war also happened during Vajpayee's time. Please remember that.
But he still created the particular, for the people of the politics alag hai. Politics alag hai, lekin people ke liye he was really beneficial.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not going to comment because I don't know much about that situation.
Yeah, I comment anyway because I don't that's me.
Well, that's true. That's him. He'll comment anyway. But let's tell you one thing, Madhujan, that the coronavirus situation in India is going from bad to worse.
Oh, no.
And the whole country is potentially at risk, says Niti Aayog member Dr. V.K. Paul on Tuesday. Addressing a media briefing on the coronavirus situation in the country, Dr. Paul said, we are facing an increasingly severe and intense situation in some districts, but the whole country is potentially at risk. The virus needs to be eliminated, he says. While the weekly national average positivity rate is currently at 5.65% with a low fatality rate, the rising death toll has been a cause of worry, he said. And speaking of the Apanajan, in Mumbai, amid the surge in cases, the Brihan Mumbai Municipal Corporation will make an additional 2,269 COVID beds available, including 360 ICUs in private hospitals with immediate effect amid the rising number of coronavirus cases. These beds will be in addition to the 3,000 beds which are currently vacant in Mumbai. They are also going to the Iqbal Singh Chahal, who is the BMC commissioner, said that they are going to make this allotment of beds, and it'll be done only through 24 ward war rooms. So if you can get if you want more information about that, please check it out on mediamahima.com.
I also want to bring into attention people, actually, it's not that our vaccination which is there in India is not working, right? It's just the fact that India has a huge population and majority of them still not vaccinated.
Right.
That's exactly the fear over here in America as well. We still have quite a few people got to be vaccinated. So hang in there. Please maintain social distancing, physical distancing, very important. And maintain hygiene, as in wash your hands, all the stuff, whatever you got to do. And stay healthy, very important. Very important, stay healthy until you get your vaccination, or at least the majority of the people get the vaccination.
Right, and some sad news coming out from the Punjabi music industry, Banajan. Punjabi singer Dil Jan died in a tragic car accident near Amritsar. The music industry is mourning his passing. As per police reports, the singer was on his way to Amritsar from Kapurthala when his vehicle collided with a truck parked on the roadside. When he was rushed to the hospital, given the health complication and the serious condition that he had been in, he was referred to a hospital in Amritsar where he finally succumbed to his injuries. He survived by his wife and children. Those were the news in detail from across the world and also from India, Banajan. And if you want to catch up on more of these news items, or if you missed some portion of it and you want to catch up on it later today, you can go to our YouTube channel, Radio Dihadis, and watch it there as well. Or go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/Radio Dihadis. We'll be back tonight live at 5 on the Pam Pam Show. Till then, have yourselves a terrific Tuesday.
And last iteration of the song Banjan Gani Kida for you guys, a song from the movie Chak De India, music by Salim Suleiman. And of course, if you don't recognize the voice, it is Hema Sardesai and Jaydeep Subhani's lyrics producer.